I just want to throw a quick video out here, changing out the fuel injectors, spider control module, or whatever you want to call it here, for the on a 4.3 liter V6 Chevrolet motor. Changing this out here. I just want to throw a quick video. I didn't see any real good YouTube videos out here on getting this here this fuel line right here, guys. Down in here, you got a bolt, a 10 millimeter bolt down there holding that on there. What I'm finding out is I had that bolt out of there first, and then I was trying to break these here loose. These take 5/8 wrench. I actually used a Crawford's wrench to get back in there because I ain't got no, I mean, you don't have much room here, and the way that's angled, it's very hard to get to those. So I ended up putting that 10 millimeter bolt back in there to keep this from twisting. And what I used here, I found this to work the easiest, guys. To break them loose, try to do this one hand here. You can slide that Crawford's wrench. You can get that slid on that 5/8 fuel line. And I got a couple of extensions here. And then I broke that loose. That seemed to be the best way to do to get this fuel line off of here. In order to take the rest. There's some pretty good videos out there already on you know, taking the plenum, the top of the plenum here off. And you know, it's pretty simple. Just, you know, you got to tear a bunch of stuff apart. But I was finding that this was extremely hard. Looks like this is probably going to be the hardest deal on getting this off of here. And guys, I also took the spark plug wires off here, my cap, and took this wire off here, so I give me a little more room there, so I'm not breaking anything. And I moved this cap out of the way, because the cap, you know, setting kind of down here like this, kind of in your way there. So you just take the wires off this one side and just kind of set that off to the side there. They give you a little more working room there to work on stuff. But anyways, I thought I'd throw that video out there in case of some guys having some issues. I kind of ran into a problem there. I didn't really see anything on YouTube on taking this, because you definitely have to take this off to get this. I thought maybe I could just loosen that, or take that 10 millimeter bolt out of there, and then, you know, you got your two up here with that little bracket, and you pop these loose. And even by doing that, I don't want to hardly move. I think there's another bracket way down under there somewhere. It's holding these fuel lines on there. So looks like you got to take this whole piece off here. If I remember correctly, when I did my wife's 99, I think I had to do the same thing. And I think I really struggled on getting these lines off of here. And like I said, I think I got them both broke loose there. And that was pretty simple, using a 5/8 Crawford, what they call Crawford's wrench, or whatever you want to call that type of a, you know, it goes in on the end of your 3/8 ratchet here with some extensions. And that made it a whole lot easier breaking that loose, because I couldn't figure out how to get a wrench. I was trying to get this here wrench, and I couldn't get this wrench back in there. There was just no way for me to get because it's too tall and you can't get in there. And at the angle of that, the fuel lines there, it's just extremely hard to get back in there to it. Now, I don't know if you could do it with a short, with a little short wrench or not. The thing is, with the little short wrench, see, I don't have one in the 5/8. I had one here somewhere in a 15 millimeter. See if I can find that here. Anyways, guys, I had a little short, what they call a stubby wrench, and I don't see it in here, but I know I got a 15 millimeter here somewhere. It's a stubby wrench, but I couldn't. You might be able to get one of those in there. The problem is, it's going to be an open. It's going to be an open end like that. So you won't be able to, I mean, you're taking a chance of stripping that head on that fuel line. You definitely don't want to do that, because then you will have some major issues. So, anyways, guys, that's the best way I found to do that. Looks like that's going to be the most difficult thing. Is getting one of these apart. I mean, there's plenty of other videos out there on YouTube that shows you how to take, basically take the rest of the stuff apart, which is pretty simple, because you can really, I mean, you can get to everything here. Back there was the big issue on the getting that fuel line off there. So I thought I'd throw this video out there and show people on how, use one of these right here. That way you can get that hooked on there, and then you can break those loose. And once you get them broke loose, I can turn them by hand. You should be able to turn them by hand if they're not too corroded. Otherwise, you're going to have to keep, you'll have to keep putting this on there and rotating it each time, because you can only turn it so far before you hit the other fuel line, and then you just can't keep turning it. You got to keep. You have to take it off, put it on. But once I broke that loose, guys, I could turn both of them loose with my hand, and make sure, like I said, make sure you leave that 10. Don't take that 10 millimeter bolt out of there first. You want to keep that in there, because I had that out when I was trying to turn that. Everything was flexing on me, so I couldn't break it loose. So ended up putting that 10 millimeter bolt back down in the bracket that holds that fuel line on right there. And that seemed to do the trick. Once I put that 10 millimeter bolt back in there, tightened it down, then I was able to break it loose with this here Crawford's wrench on that. So, and if I run into any other, it looks like major problem, that's going to be a major problem, I'll probably throw another video out there. But basically, I just wanted to throw that video out there, because that seems to be the hardest thing that I found so far on taking this. And if I remember correctly, doing it on my wife's 99, they had the same issue, and that was the getting those two fuel lines, the fuel line feeder line and the return line. Getting those off of there so you can take the rest of this plenum, you get the rest of this plenum up and out of here in order to change the spider fuel injector system. So that'll wrap this video up, guys, on the 4.3 liter V6, breaking those fuel lines loose.